Hi friends, my name is Diana and you have now just committed to being one of my accountability partners. Just kidding, you don't have to. But I know a lot of people are doing this whole stash down in 2023 of their yarn, and so I decided that this was something that I probably really needed to do, and to make sure that I am continuously working on these items, I decided that I am going to record this whole process to maybe then I will be more apt to work on these on a regular basis if I'm doing some kind of a check-in on the time. But I'm going to show you what I have done to go through my yarn stash and put together projects. And okay, first things first though, I am not committing to a no buy, because I know that would just set myself up for failure. And but the idea is, if I am doing a project, I really want to try and shop my stash first. It's also possible that with these projects I may need to purchase some more yarn in order to be able to finish it, but I'm going to try and use stash first. So that's where this is. So when I first decided to do this, I sent a message out to my kids, some friends, just to see what anybody was wanting, because I figured that would be the best place to start planning my projects. And so I did get a few. First of all, now, I'm not going to put up like any pictures of what patterns I'm going to be using or what I think the finished product will look like, because I am reserving the right to change my mind on patterns. But just a little disclaimer there. The first one though is my son wanted some amigurumi Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and so I do have I put everything into these bags, my project bags. This was ones that I got on Amazon. I will link them down below if anybody is interested. It just made it really easy for me to package up all of my stuff, so that way I knew what I was using. But I have these, love this cotton, and so I'm going to be doing this light green, and then this yellow for their belly, and then this green for the shell. Now I do have red, blue, purple, and orange that I will be using for their little masks, but I didn't put that in here because I want to keep all of the main yarns in here first, and then I'll like use that for my little add-on. And I do have a bunch of like scrap yarn I'm going to show you at the end, and so if I do have any of those colors or anything that I could use out of my scrap yarn, then I will be using that. But there's the first, not the first project I will be working on, but there's the first project that I am showing you, if that makes any sense. And then my stepdaughter asked for a big blanket, so this is one that I don't know that I will have enough yarn for, and I probably will have to purchase more to finish it depending on how large I go. But she wanted light blue or teal, and I do have this Caring Simply Soft, this light blue, and then I have two skeins of this soft and shiny from Loops and Thread, and so I thought that would be actually pretty nice together. And so we'll see how much I get through, how big I can make it. Like I said, I am not sure of the pattern that I'm going to be using yet. I am always open to suggestions, so if there's one that you really like, that, okay, I have to admit, I like when they like work up really quick, so let's keep that in mind. But if you have one that you really like that you've been using for blankets, and she is in her 20s, early 20s, so if there's something that you think of that you think would be good, then please let me know down below. I have finally, I say a lot. I have finally started a Ravelry so that I can keep track of all of my patterns. I don't know why this has taken me so long. Actually, I do know why, and I will tell you why at the end, but that was one of the things that I had an issue with. But the next one is a hat for my husband. Now, I am like primarily a crocheter, not primarily. I am a crocheter. I started this during COVID because you know what else was I gonna do being stuck at home all the time, and I could always order yarn, and so I started crocheting. I did crochet some when I was really young, that's when I learned, but I think that I want to start knitting now, so this will probably be my first knit project, is a hat for my husband. He wants either green or orange, and so I do have these Dean wools. Now here's my other issue. So I have a rather large yarn stash, but it's not a wide variety. Like the majority of the yarn I get is from like big box, so Michael's or Joann's, or I did get a lot of Knit Crate, but Knit Crate doesn't exist anymore. So I have to be really careful about the projects that I plan with their yarn because I can't get anymore. So I have to make sure that whatever I'm doing, I am picking exactly enough for what I already have. So that's my other thing. Again, I'm always open to new places. So if there's a yarn place that you love, then let me know and I will go and check it out. Another project is my friend has a birthday in May. She is an avid crocheter as well, and she really loves shells. So I have all of this Premier yarn from when I made an Afghan, and so I think that I'm going to use this for a shell for her. I really like the rosiness and the plum and those, but I have quite a bit. Now this is not one of those bags because there's so many skeins. So I have quite a bit of that yarn, but I think I want to make like a rather large shawl, almost sweater-like. So that's going to be that one. And then my daughter wanted a, you would not, I'm not letting you see down here because it's a dang mess, but my daughter wanted a cardigan. We really do like sweaters. I think this will be another one of the things that I attempt to knit. She wanted this kind of teal color. What do you call this color? Like a turquoise color. But again, this is from Knit Crate, and I have 4, and these are, what are these? It's a fingering weight, but they're each 400 yards. So I'm hoping that this will be plenty to do a cardigan with. Again, I've not done that before, and I don't knit. And so I know that knitting usually takes less yarn than crocheting. So we're hoping that just 4 of these skeins is going to be more than enough to do that. And then I have, what else do I have? A hat for my son, and this was one that I actually started, and this is as far as I got. So I got to make sure that I get this one done. So I should probably, and part of me is really tempted to finish this rather quickly and get it sent to him. He lives in the Midwest, and then another part of me is like, oh, I should just wait until next year, but we'll see how that goes. I'll put that over there. Then my granddaughter Maddie loves when grandma makes her things, so she was the one who had the largest list by far. She wants a hat. She just had a baby brother, so I have one new grandbaby. He was just born in January, and he received a hat from the hospital, and it was crocheted, and it's a yellow and gray and white, and she wants a hat to match his. And I do have this little twist baby yarn that I got from Joann's. I have quite a bit of it actually. So I'm going to use that to do the hat. And then she wanted a dress for her baby. If you have any ideas on patterns for baby dolls, then please let me know, because this is a whole new area for me. And she wanted it to be orange. So I have this orangey, more like a corally color from Knit Crate. I do have a couple of these, but I'm assuming for a baby doll I'm not going to use a whole lot. And then she wanted a blanket. Here's where I run into my dilemmas. I'm getting like yarn fuzzies all in my nose. She saw this yarn in my stash, and I have one. I have one, and this is what she picked. But I don't know if I go this route, because I have this color and I have 8 of these skeins, or I have 2 of these. Now I think that she liked the look, like the shininess of this one, and to be honest, I don't know that I can I get these anymore? I feel like these were like a limited, but maybe not. Maybe I could, but then that kind of defeats the purpose of me like shopping my stash. So let me know what you think I should do. I think I'm gonna go this route and just go with this, since I have so many of them for her blanket. But if you have another suggestion, I'm always happy to hear. So we'll do that. And then she wanted a sweater out of, and pink is her favorite. So we're gonna do pinks. And I have these 4 pinks that are kind of all a gradient that I thought would be good. This was another thing that I got from Knit Crate. You know, I only did Knit Crate for like maybe 5 months, if that. You would never know though. But so there's that. And then she wanted a sweater for her baby brother, and so I figured I would go kind of along the same lines. And I have these colors that I thought would be kind of cool. I have no idea what kind of sweater I will be making, but I have now a toddler sweater to make and a baby sweater to make, and I will probably make his for next year since it's already starting to warm up there. And then she wanted a hat, a blue hat. So I found this is what she liked. So we're gonna do that. And I think that was about it. Now that was about it, you know, like that's not enough. And that's why I really need to make sure that I am working on these on a regular basis, that I'm not just quitting and stopping. But I do have multiple works in progress. That was like a big old heavy sigh, wasn't it? So one of the ones that I'm working on right now is a blanket for Mateo, which is my newest grandbaby. And this I started in October, and I have changed this about, no joke, 8 times. And so I had this, right? And I really liked it. It's really soft. However, I had quite a bit of yarn barf that I really got tired of trying to unravel. And so I decided that I would just cut it out, because I was doing 2 skeins together. Look, I already have all this other 2 skeins together. And then this is why I finally got a Ravelry. I don't know what pattern I was using. I don't know if I was watching a YouTube video, or if it was something on Pinterest, or if it was one that I just found on the internet. I honestly couldn't tell you, because it took me forever. And so when I went to work on it again, I don't know if you can see, like, I thought I knew what size hook I was using, but clearly I did not. I made the stitch look similar, but like whatever I started, it's much looser and softer, and I thought maybe it was just my tension, and so I tried a couple other ways, and it is not. I don't know. Here, look. Do you see? Do you see my difference? And so I am now going to frog this and put it into my scrap yarn, because I finally just started all over with that blue and gray and the yellow, like what I have for Maddie's hat. And so this is where I am on this now, and I'm gonna do white around the border. So hopefully this will be the second thing that I get finished. This is what I've been working on recently. I thought for sure I would have his blanket all done before he even came, but clearly that did not happen. That's how it goes, I guess. But that is the second project that I need to complete. The first one is Maddie had wanted a bag, and so I had some more of that, not the Love My Cotton yarn, but just cotton yarn, and doing this pattern. It's not even a pattern. This is like the most made up thing ever. I just randomly did whatever with whatever I could with whatever I had. I had 2 skeins of this rainbow one, and I ran out of that, and I had done the pink on the bottom and finished up the pink, and then I have this speckledy orange and the speckledy pink, and now I am working on pockets. So I made my pockets, and I need to get those on and then just finish it off right there. So why isn't this done? Because this has been like this for a couple of weeks now. I don't know. Like, this is my way. This is how I do. So we're gonna make sure that I actually get things completed this year, and that's my biggest goal. If anybody has any suggestion, honestly, I think I get bored and I decide I want to move on to something else because it just doesn't seem very exciting to me anymore. So Maddie's bag is the first thing that I need to finish, and then Mateo's blanket. I do have a few others. I have a backpack that I was working on. I'll show you real quick, and I just have like all the stuff over here, but I got the backpack completed, and then I got to the point where I need to sew in the lining. So here's the front and here's the back, and all I need to do is sew in this Minnie Mouse lining, which I've actually sewn together. So what's the big deal? All I gotta do is stick it in here. You know, as I'm saying this out loud, I'm kind of embarrassed. This is a little ridiculous, because what's the issue? Why is this taking me so long? But I just need to sew that in, and then sew the zipper on, and then stick it together, and it's all done. So I don't know why it's so hard for me to get things completed. And then I do have one other thing. I was making a papoose for Mateo, especially because, see, again, like I was doing this because it was so cold out there. Again, they live in the Midwest, so I was making him this so that when they took him out, he wouldn't be so cold. But I ran out of yarn, and then I wasn't able to find the one color, and then I found out in my stash I have like 2 of these huge woolies, and so then part of me is like, do I just rip this all out and start over, or do I just give up on this project altogether because what's the point anymore? By the time I actually finish it, it'll be like, I mean, it's possible it'll still be cold, I guess, but is it realistic? Probably no. So I don't know. I need some opinions on that, on whether or not I keep that one going. But I do have, this is one of the things that I need to check in with for next week. So this is one of the things on my list of things that I need to complete. I have this basket of your little cube of all of these little bits of yarn. I probably should use, oh look at, here's some greens. Maybe I should just use these for my turtles. I probably should use the yarn winder and go, oh my, see? And go through and clean all this up and see exactly what I have that is usable. Again, and then yet at the very bottom I have like this perfectly little round ball of yarn. See, good intentions, good intentions. See, perfect, perfect. And I really want to do like a little scrap swap. So I think I'm going to start putting some of these little tiny scraps. I'm going to weigh them and figure out, and I will do a scrap swap. But for next week when I check in, I have 3 things that I need to come back with. One is Maddie's bag, have that all finished. The second is Mateo's blanket, and then the third is this mess will all be cleaned up. And I am working on a not mood mental health, I don't know, blanket. I did do a weather blanket, and I'll tell you what, like the stitch that I did was humongous, and I made it through half of the year, and it was so big and so heavy that I didn't even finish the second half of the year. So I'm trying really hard to make sure that I do this one. It's more out of a cotton, and then I'm marking down the mental state that I was in on the day, and then at the end of the week I do all of that week, and I'm doing a really little stitch. What is this stitch? Good grief, total blank mind. So I will have to find that, but yeah, this will be an ongoing project for the year, and I will make sure that I keep you up to date on that. So thank you everybody for being here and for helping me with this whole project and the progress of said project, and I hope that you are all doing well. Again, if you have any suggestions, recommendations, anything at all, like if you feel similar, if you have the same issues that I do, or whatever you want to talk about, total safe space. So again, I will link the project bags that I am using down below. They're from Amazon, and I hope you guys all have a great day, and I will see you next week. Bye.